Hey guys, Moses here. I just wanted to quickly touch on something that I've seen a little bit over the last little while. And just really quick, I've hidden all my branding and everything like that because I don't want this to be seen as a self-promotion of any kind. I was just reading a thread on Lirik, who said on Twitter that he's going to take a little bit of time off and just kind of recollect himself and stuff. And I saw some pretty awful responses in the thread talking about how he should suck it up, and just because he's making a ton of money that he has no right to complain about his mentality around streaming or content creating. And this is something that I think has become a bit of a trend regarding streaming and content creation, especially with the big names. DrDisrespect comes to mind. Summit 1G, all these guys that I've seen chiming in support of Lirik. And I have to extend my support as well, as someone who is nowhere near the stage that he is at in his life. I'm just starting out in my full-time journey, but I think it's important to talk about the fallacy of money and happiness, or success and happiness. I don't know any of these individuals personally, but as someone who has taken the step to make this my career and I've had the opportunity to interact with others who are trying to do the same, that you have to look beyond the success of Lirik and the success of Summit 1G and the success of DrDisrespect and all the big streamers and content creators out there, regardless of platform. And you have to just look at what gets them there. The only way that you get anywhere in life is through sheer force of will. Nothing is handed to you. Nothing. Regardless of your career choice, the people at the very top have to make sacrifices in one way or another to get to the success that they have, or to try and make it to that next step. I'll speak a little bit about my personal journey. I was making a great salary, a salary I've just left behind to do something that I think has more potential to make me happy. The one thing that I will say in that journey is that you doubt yourself. You doubt yourself in your ability to continue doing the things you're doing, the ability to succeed, and the ability to just keep putting that time in, not to mention the fact that you have an audience that in some ways can detract from that dream in one way or another. Now, the one thing that is a burden of any entertainer or a burden of anyone trying to do the job is the need to be fulfilled. Fulfillment comes in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. Some people bang nails and they build a house, and at the end of the day, they say, look at this house that I built. Some people try and, stream, and they say, well, look at this clip, look at this, the entertainment aspect. There's no obvious deliverable for that. Some days you have a great stream, you have a lot of fun. Some days you make a good video. Some days you make a garbage video. Some days you have a garbage stream. And when that stream is over, or when that video tanks, the immediate thing you do is question what went wrong. And for people who are critical of themselves, those who are critical enough to look and say, this is what I want to do better, this is how I'm going to succeed, sometimes that sword comes back at you. Like, I can't succeed. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I'm not entertaining. I don't know if I can keep doing this way. Is this sustainable? It's an anxiety thing that gets inside you. And that happens in all walks of life. So I guess the one thing I would like to say without going into too much of a big ramble is that you have to be respectful of the individual. Be respectful of the person that makes those sacrifices to try and do something different, to try and take a risk, to try and, in some cases, put their own livelihood at risk to, do one more thing a little bit better. People are quick to judge. People are quick to assume that just because someone is successful, that means they are fulfilled. And fulfillment, again, comes in different forms for different people. Don't assume because someone isn't fulfilled that they're not grateful for their own success. Money is not everything. Success is not only predicated on money. To be successful in all areas of life, you have to be personally fulfilled and the ability to put food on your table. And even if you have half of those things, and in some cases like Lirik or Summit or DrDisrespect, they could have what you perceive to be all the money in the world. But I can tell you, as someone who's surrounded by thousands of dollars in equipment, none of this stuff makes me warm. Well, the computer literally makes me warm, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I look to as a pillar of success. Like, look at these lights that I bought. Look at these computers. Look at the audio. I can guarantee you that Lirik isn't, you know, jumping into maybe what might be a nice car and just like grinning like an idiot because look at this car I'm driving. No, man, he's probably thinking about, you know, just the things that we all think about. You know, is this what I want to be doing? Like, what am I going to do to be better? Like, once you hit there's a ceiling for success, just like anything else. If you're hammering nails or you're streaming, the guy who's building houses wants to build a mansion. The guy who's building mansions wants to build a castle. The guy who builds castles wants to build the fucking, I don't know, more castles. I don't know, but you have to have something that drives you. And sometimes when you question that drive, you need to take a step back and reassess. So be respectful. That's all I can say. There are people too that you might perceive them to have all the success in the world. And I guess I could say one thing to Lirik, if he ever watches this, I doubt that he would. Or if I can say it to you, if you have ambition, if you have the drive to do something more, if you want to be a singer, if you want to be a carpenter, if you want to be anything, if that's your ambition, there will always be people trying to take it out of you, that you will not succeed. It could be your parents, because sometimes parents don't always know best. It could be your friends, because sometimes friends don't have your best intentions in mind. It could be all these people around you, but really, you know, your dreams and your ambition are for you to grow. And sometimes that growth takes risk, and sometimes it comes easier to you or to other people than it will to you. But ultimately, the only thing that's constant, the only thing that will set you apart is consistency and hard work and the desire to succeed. And sometimes you lose one of those things and you have to reassess. So in the case of DrDisrespect, in the case of Lirik, in the case of anyone, it could be days, it could be months, it could be indefinitely. Doing what's best for you is the root of all this. Do what's best for you, realize what's best for you, and just block out the people that are negative and support the ones that are positive and support you. And luckily, I think in Lirik's case and a lot of the other guys as well, they have a lot of support behind them, and that's really important. So that's all I wanted to say. Probably too long. Thanks, guys.